All right, let's dive right in, shall we? Today we're going deep into the world of cryptocurrency.
Buckle up, because we're talking about how it's shaking up banks and getting tangled with presidential politics.
Exactly. And to help us untangle all this, we've got some fascinating sources. Testimony from Coinbase's chief legal officer to the Senate Banking Committee.
Yeah.
We've got a CNBC interview with Ripple's chief legal officer.
And we've also got this deep dive investigative report into President Trump's foray into meme coins
Yeah, talk about a mix. So our mission today will,
to try and understand how crypto regulation is evolving.
right, and figure out who are the major players shaping this space.
And we can't forget about the impact of these meme coins.
Definitely a phenomenon of their own.
Yeah. Where should we even begin?
Well, I'm really curious about this dynamic between banks and crypto companies.
It's a good place to start. Are they rivals? Friends? Frenemies?
Or is there some potential for collaboration? The testimony from Coinbase's chief legal officer, that paints a kind of complex picture.
It really does.
Okay, so just to make sure we're all on the same page, Coinbase, they're a major player in the crypto world.
Absolutely. One of the biggest crypto exchanges out there.
Right, and they're advocating for banks.
To be allowed to offer crypto services.
That's right. They're actually lobbying for clearer regulations so banks can easily enter the crypto space.
Makes that sense.
But Coinbase is also competing with these very same banks,
Mm.
right? Especially when it comes to things like secure storage of digital assets.
Yeah, you're right. That's an interesting tension. I mean, think about Coinbase's massive goal. 1 billion people on chain. That's what they're aiming for.
Whoa, 1 billion people. That's ambitious, to say the least. What does that even look like in practice?
Widespread crypto adoption, basically. Way beyond just the tech enthusiasts. To get there, Coinbase needs a robust ecosystem, and that includes banks.
Ah, I see. They need banks to provide services to a wider customer base to make that billion-person vision even a possibility,
Exactly. Having banks involved could also make crypto seem more legitimate,
both to regulators and to everyday people.
which in turn benefits Coinbase.
Right, makes them look more trustworthy.
More mainstream. But it's not all, smooth sailing.
Right, because on the other hand, Coinbase is suing the FDIC.
Yeah, they claim that the FDIC is pressuring banks to restrict crypto activity,
To basically stifle the entire crypto industry.
making it super hard for crypto companies to even get basic banking services.
And to top it all off, they're dealing with that SEC lawsuit.
Alleging that they violated securities rules.
It's like they're fighting a war on multiple fronts.
Yeah, and it really highlights just how unsettled the regulatory landscape is for crypto.
Like shifting sand, right? No one's quite sure what rules apply, how strictly they're enforced.
But even who's really in charge of this rapidly changing space?
It's a bit of a Wild West out there. Which brings us to the shift in U.S. crypto policy under the second Trump administration.
The era of David Sachs.
The cryptum czar.
The ambition to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world.
That's such a drastic change from the previous administration's stance, which, if we believe what Coinbase's chief legal officer said, seemed to be actively working against the industry.
Yeah, it's a real contrast. Ripple's chief legal officer in that CNBC interview was really optimistic about this change.
Talked about how the Trump administration was embracing the tech.
Yeah, removing what he called unnatural regulatory hurdles.
Okay, so what exactly were the concrete actions taken during that time?
Well, we saw President Trump issue an executive order making crypto a national priority.
And the SEC seemed to do a complete reset on their crypto regulations.
They even formed a task force to rethink their entire approach. And of course, there's David Sachs being appointed crypto czar.
With that very clear goal of making the U.S. a leader in this space.
Yeah, sounds like they were really trying to create a more crypto-friendly environment.
But how effective were those efforts, really?
And how do they actually try to bring clarity to all this regulatory chaos?
Because there are a few different ways to do that, right? Executive orders, policy changes by regulators like the SEC, and then there's the whole congressional route.
Each one with its own advantages and disadvantages.
Executive orders are fast, but can be easily reversed.
Policy changes from regulators,
They're more detailed.
but they can also be slow and bureaucratic.
And then congressional action.
Well, that's potentially the most lasting solution.
But it also means long debates and compromises.
And it might be outdated by the time it's actually implemented.
It's like they're trying to hit a moving target with all of this.
Absolutely. Finding the right way to regulate such a complex and rapidly evolving industry.
A good example from that CNBC interview is Senator Bill Hagerty's proposed stablecoin regulation bill, the Genius Act.
Oh, yeah, aiming to establish a clear framework specifically for stablecoins.
The cryptocurrencies that are pegged to the US dollar or other assets to maintain a stable value,
And that bill actually got bipartisan support.
which is pretty rare these days.
Yeah, having both Republican and Democrat sponsors suggests that Congress is starting to realize we need clear, well-defined regulations.
To encourage innovation while managing the risk.
Exactly, finding that balance
So what we have here is this intricate dance.
between banks,
Crypto
government agencies,
and even Congress.
all trying to figure out this new frontier of finance.
And then things get even wilder when we add meme coins into the mix. Remember that investigative report on President Trump and his meme coin ventures?
Oh, yeah.
That's where we enter the truly wild, meme-powered side of crypto.
Where internet culture, speculation, and presidential aspirations collide.
And it raises some really important questions about the future of crypto
About how vulnerable it is to manipulation.
and how it intersects with politics.
Okay, so before we get into that,
Yeah.
for those who might not be familiar with meme coins, what are they really?
Yeah, let's break it down.
In essence, meme coins are cryptocurrencies that are driven more by hype and online popularity than any underlying tech breakthroughs or real-world use cases.
So they often take inspiration from popular memes or internet jokes,
Or even influential figures?
like former President Trump.
Exactly.
That investigative report highlighted the rise and fall of Dogecoin.
As a prime example of this phenomenon.
Dogecoin, that was the one that started as a joke.
It did, and at its peak, its market cap reached an incredible $88.7 billion.
Hold on, are you serious? A digital currency based on a dog meme was worth more than established companies like Chipotle and Dell.
Yep. It shows the power of online communities, viral trends, and just the overall speculative frenzy that can grip the crypto market.
And the power of people like Elon Musk.
Yeah, with their massive social media presence.
Just a single tweet or statement from him can send the price of these meme coins on a roller coaster.
Oh, absolutely. Like that time he hosted Saturday Night Live.
And everyone was glued to their screens wondering if he'd mentioned Dogecoin.
And of course, it sent the price skyrocketing.
It's like this weird guessing game, right?
Yeah, people trying to anticipate which meme coin is going to be the next to explode in value.
High risk, high reward.
Very much so.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Potentially.
And that brings us to those Trump meme coins.
Trump token and Melania.
These weren't just any meme coins.
They were tied to a sitting president of the United States,
That's where things get a little uncomfortable.
to say the least.
The ethical concerns, the potential conflicts of interest, the possibility of market manipulation.
It's all there.
That investigative report raised some major red flags about Trump token.
Starting with the potential for market manipulation.
And dilution.
Especially since there were a limited number of coins available to the public.
Right, and then there's the ethical question. Should a sitting president be profiting from a meme coin named after himself and his wife?
It does seem like a pretty clear conflict of interest.
It blurs the lines between presidential authority and personal financial gain.
For sure. And then there's that whole issue with coin ownership and insider selling.
Oh, right.
That report revealed that a massive 80% of Trump token coins were held by the Trump Organization and its affiliates.
And those insiders could start selling their shares after just 3 months.
That's right.
So basically, they could cash out big while everyday investors are left holding the bag.
That's one interpretation.
And it raises broader concerns about transparency and accountability.
Especially in meme coin projects
Yeah.
that are connected to influential figures.
Right. Because they have this built-in trust factor.
Yeah. So we've got meme coins, presidential ambitions, potential conflicts of interest, the ever-present risk of manipulation. It's a lot to unpack. It really is. And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore.
Like, what does this all mean for the legitimacy and future of cryptocurrency?
Yeah,
But I think we need a break to digest all of this.
I agree. We'll be back soon to continue our deep dive into this crazy world of cryptocurrency.
Stay with us. All right, we're back and ready to delve deeper into those Trump-linked meme coins.
Especially what they might mean for crypto's credibility, right? We were talking about the ethics of it all, potential market manipulation.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, isn't it? On one hand, Trump pushed for the U.S. to be a crypto leader, appointed a crypto czar, even talked about a Doge department,
But
launches his own meme coin.
seems to contradict that push for legitimacy.
For sure. It highlights this tension, I think, within the crypto world itself.
Absolutely.
Some see it as a tool to, disrupt finance and empower individuals.
While others,
They view it as a playground for speculation and making a quick buck.
Right. And let's face it, the whole meme coin craze can seem pretty absurd.
especially to people outside of the crypto world. Digital tokens based on dog memes and internet jokes reaching billions in value.
It's mind-boggling for sure.
So how does this meme coin phenomenon fit into the bigger picture of crypto adoption then?
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword, really.
Go on.
On one hand, meme coins can act as a gateway for some people.
You mean they introduce people to crypto who might never have considered it before?
Exactly, because it's fun, it's relatable,
It taps into internet culture.
in a way that those more serious crypto projects just don't.
Right. It can be a good way to raise awareness and drive adoption, potentially. But
Meme coins come with a lot of baggage.
like what?
Volatility, lack of any real fundamentals.
Potential for scams.
Yeah, and those pump and dump schemes.
Which can obviously hurt crypto's overall reputation.
Especially when you have someone as high profile as a former president getting involved.
It kind of legitimizes the whole meme coin craze, doesn't it?
Inadvertently, yeah.
And it might attract less informed investors who could be vulnerable to scams or market manipulation.
Absolutely. So the question becomes, where do we go from here? How do we balance those potential benefits with the potential dangers?
It's tricky, for sure. Any thoughts?
Well, education is key, right? People entering the crypto space, whether through meme coins or more traditional routes.
They need to understand the technology.
The risks involved.
And, of course, the potential rewards
Yeah. And maybe we need clearer regulations
to protect investors from fraud.
without stifling innovation.
That's the balancing act.
It's a conversation that's happening right now in the U.S. and globally.
And it's only going to intensify as the crypto landscape continues to evolve.
For sure. Maybe it's also about fostering a more responsible investing culture.
Within the crypto community itself.
Right, moving past the hype and get-rich-quick mentality.
Towards building projects with real value.
I think that's crucial.
Absolutely. We look past the meme coin hype and the regulatory hurdles. There's this technology
With real potential.
to revolutionize things.
Finance.
Supply chains,
It is secure.
maybe even governance.
Think about it. A technology that empowers individuals, creates new opportunities, and challenges those traditional power structures.
It's both exciting and a little daunting, to be honest.
That's what makes it so fascinating, right? This clash of ideologies, a glimpse into a future where technology and finance and society are becoming more and more intertwined.
Okay, so we've covered banks, regulators, meme coins, presidential aspirations, the transformative potential of blockchain.
But there's one piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about yet.
What's that?
Ripple.
Ah, yes, the Ripple saga. That case has gripped the crypto world for years now.
And it has implications that reach far beyond Ripple itself.
Right, because it's all about whether XRP, Ripple's cryptocurrency, should be classified as a security or not.
And that decision could have a major ripple effect across the entire crypto industry.
Pun intended.
Maybe.
So what's the SEC's argument?
They say XRP is a security because it was sold to investors with the promise of profits based on Ripple's efforts.
I see.
Ripple, on the other hand, argues that XRP is more like a currency or a commodity.
And shouldn't be subject to the same regulations as stocks and bonds.
Exactly.
So it really boils down to this fundamental question.
Yeah.
What is cryptocurrency?
And how does it fit into those existing financial regulations?
The outcome of this case could have huge implications for how other cryptocurrencies are regulated going forward.
If the SEC wins,
A lot of crypto projects could face much stricter oversight.
potentially stifling innovation in the U.S.,
But if Ripple wins,
it could create a much more favorable regulatory environment.
which could lead to wider adoption,
More innovation.
the stakes are high,
It's a waiting game
with huge potential consequences.
for the entire crypto ecosystem.
Okay, so we've explored the relationship between banks and crypto, the regulatory maze, the meme coin madness,
The Trump administration's crypto policies.
and now the Ripple SEC legal battle.
It's a lot to take in, I know.
It is.
But it's important to remember, this is just a snapshot in time.
Right, the crypto world is constantly evolving.
New innovations, new challenges, new players.
It's what makes this space so fascinating.
Dynamic, unpredictable,
Perplexing.
but also it's a world full of possibility.
Where old rules are being challenged,
And the future is being rewritten.
one block at a time.
Maybe it's time to give our listeners a moment to absorb all this information.
Yeah, good idea. We've covered a lot of ground today. It's important to reflect on all this and maybe do some more research on your own.
There's always something new to learn in the world of crypto. Let's gather our thoughts. We'll be right back with our final takeaways from this deep dive into crypto.
And we're back. I hope you've all had a chance to process all that information. This crypto world is a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's a wild ride, isn't it? From the regulatory battles to those meme coin
It
shenanigans.
is.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, I think it's important to step back and ask, what are the key takeaways here? And why should any of this even matter to our listeners?
Exactly. That's what the deep dive is all about.
So what stands out to you the most? What are we learning from all this?
Well, first off, it's pretty clear that cryptocurrency is no longer this niche thing. It's attracting attention from banks, governments, regulators, even former presidents. It's a force to be reckoned with, really.
Right. We've seen how Coinbase is pushing for banks to get involved, even while competing with them. And governments are scrambling to figure out how to regulate it all.
And then you throw in those meme coins, which have added this whole other layer of virality and speculation to the mix. Whether you love them or hate them, they're part of the crypto landscape now.
They're definitely shaping the public's perception of cryptocurrency, that's for sure.
Yeah. So takeaway number one, crypto is going mainstream, whether we're ready or not.
Absolutely. And that brings us to takeaway number 2. The regulatory landscape for crypto is still very much a Wild West.
It is. There are all these different agencies vying for control, conflicting interpretations of existing laws, and tons of uncertainty about how to apply traditional financial regulations to this rapidly changing technology.
It creates both opportunities and risks, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's space for innovation, for pushing boundaries,
Yeah.
but it also means there's a lot of risk involved since the rules of the game can change pretty quickly.
So takeaway number 2. The regulatory battle is far from over, and the outcome will have huge consequences for crypto's future.
And that leads to our third, and maybe most important, takeaway. This technology has the potential to fundamentally change the world.
It's not just about making money or speculating on those meme coins.
Yes, blockchain technology, the foundation of cryptocurrency, has the potential to revolutionize so many things: finance, supply chains, data security, even how we govern ourselves. Think about it. A technology that empowers people, creates new opportunities, challenges existing power structures. It's exciting and a little bit scary.
It is, which is why it's crucial for everyone to pay attention. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just starting to learn about this stuff, it's important to understand the forces at play.
Exactly. The choices we make today as individuals, businesses, and governments will determine whether cryptocurrency lives up to its potential or just becomes another tool for exploitation.
It's a conversation we all need to be a part of.
For sure. So, to wrap up this deep dive, here's a final question for you all to consider.
Ooh, I like this.
How will the convergence of traditional finance, government regulation, and that meme coin culture shape the future of cryptocurrency?
That's a tough one. There are no easy answers, that's for sure.
But it's a question worth exploring because the future of finance, and maybe even society as a whole, could depend on how we navigate this complex world of cryptocurrency.
Well said. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the wild world of crypto. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep those questions coming. This is The Deep Dive, signing off for now.